Okay, so I'm going to go quickly through this deck here. I'm going to start with Earthbound Immortal. I don't know how to pronounce his full name, but he is kind of like a one of, well, obviously he's one of, but he's not really there as a main staple of this deck. He's just there to help Necrovalley if on the fields with, oh my goodness, with Supernaturalist cannot be destroyed, so this can't be destroyed by the Necrovalley being popped, and it's just decent. Then we got 3 Gravekeeper Spies, 1 Priestess, 1 Recruiter, 1 Descendant, 1 Guard, 2 Headman, 2 Spiritualist, 3 Necrovalley, no Thrones, 1 Magicalized Fusion, a Drowning Mirror Force, Floodgate Trap Hole, Wall of D, Necrovalley Temple, 3 Quintet, 3 Supernaturalist. Spiritualist is the main thing you want to use if they have 1 monster, or it's their second attack, whatever. Use Spy, Special Summon Spiritualist, or Special Summon Headman to get Spiritualist out of the graveyard, and then you can use it to summon Supernaturalist, or if you're really lucky, Quintet Magician. Magicalized Fusion obviously doesn't work with Necrovalley on the field, but if you have a second Necrovalley in your hand, you could set it maybe, and then use Magicalized Fusion, but it's kind of like a last resort. The entire idea of this deck is to get Supernaturalist on the field, maybe thin the deck to get whatever card you need, and of course searching for whatever Gravekeeper card you want. And I'm using Sera and Wave of Enlightenment. Wave of Enlightenment, if your attack is equal to the defense, you gain 300 attack. It can be used once per turn. It's not limited like Beatdown is to once a duel. And the good thing about this is Spiritualist is attack equal to the defense, and your 2 boss monsters, Supernaturalist, 2000 attack defense, and Quintet, 4/500, 4/500. You're never gonna need it on Quintet, but it's just fun to show it in people's faces. Nobody else is got that effect going for them. Nobody else is equal, but it is still nice to have that little extra boost, and you'll see that it does save me a few times.
It's time to do.
I get to level up. I believe I started at 7 or 8, so this was around level 8. I know that's early on, but I wanted to fool around with with Gravekeepers and see how it goes. So we start off with shedding a card. We got Necrovalley on the field. Flip up Spy because he's not going to attack into it. Now he's playing Magician Girls, the Fruit Magician Girls. I know their effects, but I'm going to attack into it with my skill regardless, because I don't want to have a giant stall game. I hate that, so I'm just gonna go in for it. Okay, whatever. I'll take the loss. What I know about, I used to play a lot of Magician Girls, so I know their weaknesses as well as their strengths, and I know that it's kind of dumb what I'm doing, but I don't have a consistent way to get over top of that. So I know if I attack one, like I know if Barry, you attack it, you're not gonna switch targets and lower your attack. And then if you do that once and you get your attack lowered, then you hit them again, the same card, and they can't use that skill a second time, or that ability, that what do you call it? Effect. You can't use that effect again. And then something like Guard, where you can flip it and return a card to a hand. That's really helpful. And then I want them to be destroyed because I know a Headman can bring them back, so that's no problem. And yeah, that's what I've been doing against these guys. And then for some reason I thought that Polymerization was a Red Ice Fusion, and that really threw me off when I was playing. But a good thing to do with Gravekeepers is to put Drowning Mirror Force in the deck, in my opinion. When things don't go your way, you don't maybe not start with Necrovalley, and Drowning Mirror Force is a good back row card regardless of what deck you're playing. It's always good. I'm pretty sure it's one of the highest back row cards right now on the ladder anyways. There's a lot of things about this deck that I want to go over, and this duel is kind of basic. And that was a cool Dark Magician Girl. I went to look at his deck after, but I don't think you can view Decklist in the KC Cup. I could be being stupid, and then he pulls out Quintet Magician, and I get to Floodgate him, and I believe that the effect would have gone off anyways, but Necrovalley and Supernaturalist are safe from Supernaturalist effect. So that was fun, because I'm playing Quintet too, and I forgot that even though I just said Magician Girls I know, I forgot that they played Quintet. So back, and then he's got Invocation going on. This guy's got everything. I'm stumbling on every single word that I have, but eventually he gets to surrender, and that is that whole duel. So the first duel he surrenders, and that was kind of boring, but I'm going to go on to Seto Kaiba, the DSOD, Dark Side of Dimensions one, which is cool because Sera is also Dark Side of Dimensions. We both get to rank up. For this guy, I actually had just lost to him the game before because I bricked when I opened, and I had to duel him again, and I thought the same thing was going to happen, where I was going to completely brick and not be able to defeat him. I think he beat me in one turn, because that's how bad I bricked. So I get to duel against him again, and what really annoyed me, because I know Necrovalley specifically, but Gravekeepers are like anti-Darklords, and what really bothered me is when he OTK'd me, and I didn't have Necrovalley or anything, or any good Necrovalley, or not any good Gravekeeper monster to come out. So Darklords is so like generic now that I don't even really need to do like a shot for shot like talk over this. You can just see what's going on, you know what their cards do. Pretty much I was just hoping for the best. The best part about Gravekeepers in general, I keep looking down because I'm trying to upload something to YouTube off my phone, the Decklist screen recording. It's not uploading, but I keep licking my lips because I got Powerade on them and it tastes good. Anyways, he surrendered. So good video, right? This is a good YouTube video. You guys like this, right? Me talking about something completely different. Gravekeepers are good because you can do like a lot of different things. You're not set with Red Eyes, for example. You summon the boss monster and hope it doesn't die. But with Gravekeepers, you can, you want the boss monster out, but you don't rely on it, and it's not necessary. You can do a lot of different things to stall and change, and yeah, sure, your one thing is you want Supernaturalist on the field, but the way to get him is not just fusion card. You can have a lot of different ways. And speaking of Red Eyes, here is a Red Eyes deck that did not know what Necrovalley did because he tried so many times to use what's his name? Slash Dragon's effect, either in the graveyard or out of the graveyard. A lot I wanted to say about Gravekeepers. Oh, there's one thing. DK Duel Links Meta just uploaded a video within 24 hours of this recording, and he did a Master of Fusion Alexis Rhodes deck, which, nothing against DK, whatever his name is, Rob in real life. He's obviously a really good duelist and good at playing Duel Links and all that stuff, and really intelligent and knows a lot about this, but I never do good with his decks. After playing and recording this in before he released the video, I was doing this because I saw this in the Vagabond, and I copied it almost card for card, so it wasn't my idea, but I've been using Gravekeepers a lot, so it was very close except for the Earthbound Immortal, and I played one more. I played like that Master of Rites or whatever, where I can bring them back from the grave. And so DK uploaded it, and I never do good with his decks. I always brick. I like this way better than his Master of Rites one, even though the skill makes it way more consistent to bring Supernaturalists like this onto the field. I'm gonna try it. I might do a part 2 or a second Gravekeepers video to do with Master of Fusion to see if it is any good. I only got to play a few duels with it, but I bricked most of the time, and I do way better with Sera and this skill because a lot of boss monsters are just a few like minor attack points higher, like 100 or 2, and then putting a level 4 monster, 2 level 4 monsters with Supernaturalist, and then the skill of the extra 300 attack really kills any threat that I have, any like big giant threat, and then having Wall of D in there just can save me a lot more than just whatever. This is not uploading at all. I'll try uploading it again. So then I got to play against Taya Gardner after. She's playing a Subterror deck. Now, the annoying thing about Subterrors, I'm going to fast forward this because this lasted so long. I want to say I had one card left. And another thing about Gravekeepers is that there's so much fun. Oh, there's a Reddit notification, even though I have it on Do Not Disturb. Gravekeeper is so much fun because I already explained this, but you can do a lot with them, and like for this game, I could have made a lot of Supernaturalists and just kind of do like a beatdown essential deck. But you also can stall if you want like this. You can just keep throwing cards on and onto the field, and it's a stall versus stall isn't fun all the time. But I used to also play Subterrors back in the KC Cup from last year. Whenever they were brand new, I played them. I think it was last year. So it's just fun using, I don't know, playing against Subterror sometimes for me. Except for I'd never used Wandering Mummy. Yeah, so this game, so I've got 3 cards left in my hand. Or my deck, sorry. And I cannot use my Spiritualist to get on the field because she won't destroy any of my cards. So I'm trying. Like, I have cards that I could protect. I could have used, I don't know what I'm saying. I just wanted to die. My final card, I pull Earthbound, which I've been waiting for the entire time. But then I realized I had enough cards for Quintet Magician. I had been stalling hoping to get Earthbound the entire game. I was able to wipe the field with Quintet, which is even better. So I wouldn't have won with Earthbound this turn. And then I get to go in for 4,500 attack. And OTK her on whatever 20th something turn that was with 1 card left. So I started off with 2 spies, which is nice because spy is always really good to get your cards out. Oh, it's a 6 Sam. I still don't like 6 Sams at all, and I don't think I've ever bought a pack of cards from a 6 Sam structure. What are they called? I'm at a loss for words right now. I need to have a brain or something. So he floodgates my Supernaturalist, and then I summon a monster and he dual wields me, which I should have played around, but I was not thinking very straight. But I floodgate him back, his keys on, and then he directly attacks me, 1800. So I get to set another card, another spy. He uses his 1 beatdown and destroys me, but I get to bring out my Headman, and then my Headman gets to bring out my Spiritualist. I put her in defense mode for some reason. I have Magicalized Fusion, but with Necrovalley, it's not that effective, and I might as well use my Spiritualist anyways. So he Cosmic Cyclones on Necrovalley, but that doesn't matter because I can search it with Supernaturalist. And I might be wrong, but I did do it. I think I didn't do it last time. I don't know. There's one duel where I didn't search a card when I should have. It might have been this one and I'm not paying attention. I don't know. We got Priestess on the field. You could probably do without Priestess, but I like having her extra. And then he surrendered. So that was it. That was fun. And next we got another Japanese player with no titles, but that doesn't mean anything, so it doesn't matter. Sakiza Zinski. This is the newly banlist free, whatever you want to call it, Sylvans. I used to, when I first started playing, these Carrot Warrior, I don't know what they're called, yeah, Carrot Weight Champion, they used to make me so angry because they'd always destroy me. Every single time I would go against them, they would beat me up real bad, and it was very, 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 very annoying. Anyways, I get Priestess on the field, I Wall of Deed, both carrots. I get to destroy one, they Marshleaf. I think Marshleaf is the one that just came off the ban list, I could be wrong. I get my Necrovalley destroyed, which is annoying because they value their graveyard a lot and use their effects in their graveyard. So I set another spy. He attacks into the spy, loses 500 life points. I get to summon another monster, but he ultimate providences me by discarding a card to negate my attack and destroy my card. Then he attacks my Headman, and I don't get to use his effect because his flip summon doesn't count, just normal summon. But then he attacks on my guard, doesn't get destroyed because they have equal attack and defense. And then I throw his carrot back into his hand. I set, was that a spy? I lost that. Yeah, it was a spy. Attacks my spy. Those are some life points. I get to search a monster. I search Recruiter. And then, what do? I set Floodgate and end my turn. Don't want to attack. He passes 2. I have Necrovalley again, so that's perfect. I set Necrovalley. He can't use any effects. I put Garden to attack, destroy Marshleaf. He sacrifices for a Sylvan. I Floodgate. His Carrot Champion doesn't work in a graveyard, so he destroys my Guard, which I wanted because I want to set down Spiritualist. Use her effect to summon Supernaturalist. And then use his effect to search for a card, use my skill, gain 300 life, 300 attack, and destroy her monster and win the game. And for the last duel on this video, I will probably make a second Gravekeeper video with Alexis Rhodes with Master Fusion. Is that the effect, whatever it's called. I am Josh from France. Anyways, I got 2 Necrovalleys, which is kind of annoying, but you know, just in case. I throw one down and put out Spiritualist. I get to bring out my boss monster first turn I play. Here comes Supernaturalist. You can see the whiteness off my face because it's summoning. It uses Citri, but I don't know how to pronounce any of the names, so I'm going to butcher them all. Can't happen. I use my skill to get some more attack for whatever reason. I guess just to flex on them. But I get deprisoned, so I get what's it called, banished. But I get to bring Spy into my hand thanks to my effect. You summon some turtle Crystron dude. I don't know where to go. It's too much stuff going on. Amatrix comes out. I get 2,500 damage done. I said before, Gravekeepers are fun because you get to do duels like this where you are definitely gonna lose. Like you're gonna lose, and then you get to hold on by like the sliver amount. How the cards anime effects happen, and you get to come back from it, and that's my favorite. So I'm down to 1,500 life points. Samurai Destroyer negates any effect on flip or in battle phase. I think it's in battle phase, so I can't use Spy or Guard. But I got to bring out my Spiritualist and summon Supernaturalist, go for the effect and the extra damage, destroy Samurai, have my Temple. Temple is a very good card. You should definitely have Temple, because if they destroy Gravekeeper, or if they destroy Necrovalley, and you have it set, because you want to keep it set just in case it is destroyed, you flip it up, and then it comes from the graveyard back onto the field, and they lose 500 attack if you have a Gravekeeper monster on the field. That's one of the main reasons I have it. So I Drowning his Dolphin, which is super. I hate that Dolphin so much. I forget what his name is, but I always have a terrible time against it. So, despite what I just said, I set Temple up because I don't think he's going to destroy Necrovalley, and it's really annoying hitting the arrow every single time that they make a decision, and you have to you don't want to play the trap. And I want to turn that off on a phone. So then as I get to Wall of D, his monsters, I get to use Spy to bring out Guard. He's got 400 attack instead of 2,500, I believe it was. I get to use Earthbound Immortal, and then go over top of his monsters and his life points. So the big thing about that duel was I needed to beat him in that one turn. I wanted to summon. I'm pausing this. I hope I do that in the editing. I'm actually going to rewind because I was talking about something I shouldn't have been talking about while I was talking about the duel. So if we go back a few, I got Earthbound in my hand for a while. He hits my recruiter. It's 2,000. It's still alive. I get Spy on the field. I know I can keep him alive. I Wall of D to get from 3,800 life points. I need to get him at least down to 3,000. And then Spy, I knew would summon a monster, so I would at least have 2 to summon Immortal, and then I could hit over his monster. I could have hit into his monster, but I wanted to hit over. Hit over, do 3k damage, and then I get to win. And that's Gravekeepers with Sera and Wave of Enlightenment. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I want to do more Duel Links videos and probably another Gravekeeper video for the KC Cup, and maybe more than 2 KC Cup videos. So stick around, and thank you for watching again.
We get lost, we can get high. Because me gone, I feel alive. Anywhere, anyway, I will love you. We rule the world, just you and I. Just let me down, we walk the line. When all the things go wrong, I'll take a shot for you.